Hi everybody, welcome to J&S Farms, and today I am planting my tomato plants, and I've already got all the holes dug, and I've got 64 of them. That's what's going to fit in this strip here, and this year I'm going to have to do my tomato plants a little bit differently. I usually will use the cattle panels and then just weave them up through the cattle panel. All my cattle panels are in use somewhere else this year, so I am going to just stake them, and hopefully that turns out okay. I've done it in the past and it works pretty good. So, but you got to really be on top of it if you're just going to stake them. So anyway, so what I do when I plant my tomato plants is I dig my holes, and then I've got my rabbit manure here, and I'm going to put, maybe half of a shovel or so of rabbit manure down in the hole, and then I'll cover that up with some dirt, and then I'll plant my tomato plant on top of that rabbit manure, and that'll kind of feed it for a little while. And then what I'll do kind of later on down the road is I will come and I'll dig a hole next to the plant, not where it's touching the plant, but where it's kind of next to it, and I will dig a hole there, and I will put chicken manure in there. Chicken manure will burn your plants, so you have to kind of be careful. And then that tomato plant can send its roots out to the chicken manure and use the nitrogen as it wants to. So that's what I do. It'll probably be a couple weeks after I plant them. I'll put the chicken manure next to them. And then once I've got my tomato plants all planted, I will come through and I will plant at the base. I will plant some basil, and I will plant some marigolds as my companion plants for them. And that works out pretty darn good with the kind of pest control that you can kind of have. So yeah, those, and then I will plant my, I'll just kind of randomly plant my pepper plants out in here as kind of the companion planting system. Those are kind of the few things that I plant in here. I am going to plant some borage along the back side there and along this side. I will plant that, and I will usually plant a couple onions. I'll probably put a couple of onions around each plant too, so we'll see how many onions I have left, but I have a few sets left. But I've got most of my onions already planted, so I might scatter them out kind of out in here. So anyway, I'm going to get busy here, and I will see you in a minute. I'll just kind of take you along kind of some of the steps. So anyway, I'll see you here in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to show you kind of how I do this one. That way I can kind of get going on everything else. But so what I do is I drive my T-post. All the ones I'm going to be using today are just old and salvaged and bent, and can't really use them for much else. This one is actually a pretty straight one, but a lot of them are bent, and they're not so pretty. But anyway, so I go ahead and I kind of on one side of the hole, I will drive it in, and I'm going to put my plant on this side. And you notice I put the back of the T-post to where the plant's going to be. So what I'll do is I'll kind of train the plant to come up either one side or the other, and that allows for whatever kind of material I use to attach the plant to the post, it has something to grab onto. That way, because these tomato plants get pretty heavy when they have their tomatoes on them, so you want to have something for your string or rope or whatever it is you decide to attach your plants with, to have something to hold on to, because they do get pretty darn heavy. So, alright, I've got my manure, I got my post. Next comes the, I'll cover up the manure here, and then I will plant my plant, and I'll put in some other things. So hang tight and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I'm going to put some dirt on top of the manure here. Alrighty. And you don't have to put too much, but just enough where the roots aren't in direct contact with the manure, but the roots will reach out and get that manure. So, okay, so I've got my little plant here, and I did start this one from seed. And you'll just place it down in the hole, and you want to get it, I usually put mine a couple inches away from the T-post. Whenever I do plant them like this, normally I would just plant them right along the cattle panel. Okay, so then you just fill in around your little plant. And you want to make sure you get your T-post driven down in the ground pretty good. And you'll want to bury your little plant up to his neck, because he'll grow. And you'll kind of pack it in a little bit. Alright, and then all I do is, I've got my basil here. This is the Emily basil. This one's more of a compact basil, but this is just the one I grabbed. I have several packets, so. And then I just sprinkle in a few basil seeds around my plant. And then I've got my marigolds that I saved seed from last year. Sprinkle a few of those in. These are the medium-sized ones. Just sprinkle a few in, and then I will cover them up. And this guy should take off running, hopefully, or growing, not running. Plants can't run. Alrighty, there you go. That's how I am doing my tomato plants this year. I don't think I have anything else to add. Yeah, so, and I'll just dig, whenever I put the chicken manure in, I will dig a hole right here, and put in a bit of chicken manure. Oh goodness. Anyway, so there you go. That's how I'm starting my tomatoes. I've got quite a bit to do still. So I will see you guys later, and you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye.